Hello. um, Dragon Ball Daima just wrapped up, and here are my thoughts on Dragon Ball Daima so far. This is right before I've, having seen the final episode, but here's all my thoughts and everything with the show. Essentially, an anniversary project celebrating the franchise's like anniversary and everything, and based on Toriyama's manga, but as its own thing. Um, Following the misadventures of Son Goku and his friends. This series takes place in between Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, and you can even choose to think about it with Dragon Ball GT also. Essentially, Son Goku and his friends get turned to kids following the end of the Buu saga from Dragon Ball Z. And as a result of that, in the villains that come about here, who it's like villain Goma, if I remember correctly, he essentially turns into the kid so that, when he attempts to take over the demon realm, these kids, if they're kids, they won't go after them, they won't be as powerful as they were the ones who defeated Majin Buu. And so, as they turned into kids, the Goma essentially takes Dende, who's the god of Earth and who essentially controls the Dragon Balls for Earth, and he so it takes him so they can't, so they can also have like a second set of Dragon Balls, but also as like he can have like control or whatever of the situation, essentially, to whatever show happens. Pretty much, I thought that the whole the animation of the show is incredible. I enjoy like everything that's happened so far in all the episodes from episode 1 to episode 19. I enjoy like Majin Du and Majin Ku, which initially the reveals for them I could like care less about for Majin Du and Ku initially, but eventually I grew to love the characters because of what they represented, and also the creator and the witch, who essentially wants to become the head of the demon realm and stuff like that. It's just everything in the show. I've enjoyed it, watching it every single week. I guess, what sucks is that Pansy has essentially like replaced Bulma. But like Bulma is still there. They're with our group, and especially I appreciate the reveal for Super Saiyan 4. And I really enjoy its design. And give me a moment here. One of the things that I really enjoy about essentially Dragon Ball Daima's depiction of Super Saiyan 4 is how Super Saiyan 4 is essentially like based on the Limit Breaker version of Super Saiyan 4, and the depiction of how Super Saiyan 4 is presented with the character, with the fusion between Goku and Gogeta. I especially love the depiction in Super Dragon Ball Heroes, but yeah. That's like one of the things that I really appreciate with its depiction in Dragon Ball Daima, especially with adult form Super Saiyan 4. I can't wait for when the product for this figure comes out, because like I've already been planning on because Dragon Ball. I was a big fan of Dragon Ball Heroes when it came out and when it was released in episodes. I've always wanted to get a figure for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, but you know, I look at him, look at my baby boy. He looks immaculate and incredible here. And pretty much like, yeah, this is like all of my thoughts on Dragon Ball Daima so far. Like right here, we are at the final section where we're with all of our characters fighting Goma, and I mean, yeah, you know, Glorio, he essentially last episode he backstabs the person who saved him and everything. Du and Ku are helping our crew. I hope there's not like a Toriyama thing where they like kill off Ku and Du, or maybe they do a fusion or whatever. Something happens. Our characters need to be powerful enough to defeat Goma. And they're adults now. You know, Super Saiyan 4, quote unquote. I'm not calling it Super Saiyan 4. I'm hesitant to call it Super Saiyan 4, but everyone's calling it Super Saiyan 4, so I'm assuming Super Saiyan 4. Whatever, this demon form of Super Saiyan 4. You know, there's gonna be a reason why we don't see it in the other sequels. Hopefully, maybe this comes back for Dragon Ball Super, the manga, or whatever. Something with the Super Saiyan 4 or something. But like, yeah, I'll let you all my thoughts on Super Saiyan, on everything of the finale for Dragon Ball Daima. Yeah. I don't know if you notice anything that has changed. I think there was supposed to be a boycott today. Technically, I'm gonna say that it's a Japanese company, even though it's their American brand. So that fucking breaks the fucking boycott that's going on now. For the American economy, but uh, 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 I did spend like $90 for this boy. Early birthday present. I'm in debt right now, so this is gonna be the plug. If you really care for this content or whatever, if you want to get benefits and get access to my private Discord server, in which I have a news feed for all the anime news immediately as it's essentially published or whatever for the major sites, go join my Discord server. Or like, obviously you can also use the actual sites for those services, like place to support them directly, pay money for them. But I'm in that right now, so I would greatly appreciate it if anyone chooses to use my anime affiliate links for Amazon down in the description in my link tree, or support me on directly through Patreon. But oh my god. Oh my god. The final episode was so good. Oh my goodness. Like genuinely, like with everything that happened with it. And all the stuff with it, like there's no question about it. There's no question about it. This is likely gonna be my favorite Dragon Ball series right now. In my opinion, it's better than Super. And it's very interesting about like this show kind of serves to give us answers for things of the future, which everyone has speculated about, and also the elephant in the room, the the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, which I did say in the previous part that I don't know if it's called they call it Super Saiyan 4. Sadly got spoiled because the P Bandai, well, no, it's not a bad thing, but the P Bandai marketing for the figurine directly stated it was Super Saiyan 4, and I had to splurge on it. It's Hopefully I get a tax write-off, you know? Go YouTube. Please support me, please. Oh god, please support me. Anyways, but just everything with it. The final battle and everything. I want to go like point by point. I have things set up so um pretty much presenting like how I'm gonna be analyzing this episode and everything. Um so if you haven't watched the episode, go watch the episode. um so here we go, pretty much. So we start off essentially with Majin Ku here. Following up on the last episode where it's like, hey, our characters needs to knock out King Goma back of the head 3 times to get the Demon Eye out. Goku tries his best with attempting to fight him, and in the middle of the fight with everything, we get the aura for Super Saiyan 4, which directly reminds me of, I believe it's called Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 for Super Dragon Ball Heroes, which I followed, and I've mentioned before, and previous part. So, you know, I think it's very interesting because it reminds me of Potential Unleashed, like what happened with Gohan within the mix of the Namek arc in the Buu Saga with his Potential Unleashed being brought about through the old Kai. So, like, that's the sort of aura that I see from Goku. And he also becomes, like, more monkey animalistic in this adult form, like Broly. Like, there's a direct, like, I don't have it, but there is, like, a direct... Oh, yeah. So there's a direct reference and everything to... So that animalistic beast, it reminded me of something that that was seen in Dragon Ball Super Broly, which was like his aura. Like he's like there's a section where he like literally shows like himself, like as a screen thing that they do with the composition, that I felt like was a direct reference to Dragon Ball Super Broly. With it also, he essentially does a Dragon Fist, which people in the past speculated about that. Oh, he's gonna do Dragon Fist. He's gonna do Dragon Fist in the final episode, and he does a pseudo Dragon Fist. It reminds me like, I don't have the screenshot, but he also does like Super Kamehameha. Let me double check because I got it here, I believe. He has a Super Kamehameha that he has with against King Goma, like a beam struggle with him with his massive energy ball. In where this directly leads into essentially Goku piercing King Goma, like in the original Dragon Ball with Demon King Piccolo. Like that's the direct reference, and then that also breaks out like Goku, like the energy beam, like it breaks whatever the center for all the other demon realm, for the third, the second, and the first demon realm and everything, like trying to defeat him. Although that, you know, that doesn't fruit into anything, because that leads into the thing with Majin Ku having to defeat Goma, because Piccolo fails. Because Piccolo was supposed to do it, and gosh, that moment when Piccolo failed and all the characters were like desperate and everything, like, oh my god, I was screaming at the like top. I got so emotional. Like that moment, just so visceral and just incredible work in the episode. So yeah, pretty much. The King Goma fight in the beginning of this was incredible, defeating him, which eventually, you know, with Majin Ku, once the Demon Eye is out of King Goma, essentially Glorio is, you know, in the previous episode, Glorio got our characters aged up back to the way that they were, and now he directly saves the Demon Realm in the action of essentially squashing the demon eye. And we're like, all our characters like, whoa, and like, oh god, it was so cool because it's like the character arcs for these characters. Like Glorio was supposed to be the guy who's like the inside person who sort of betrays our characters, likely. Um, and then he shifts to be, an ally and all that stuff. And the same thing with Majin Buu and Arisu, who's the sister to Supreme Kai, which you can see in the far right of the screen. And like, it's just interesting, these arcs for these characters that were villains and now they're like good guys and they help our characters. Greatly appreciate it. And then so there's this whole conversation between Arisu and the Supreme Kai on whether or not to, like, if she's to become the new Demon King, because she wanted to. Like, that was the whole point of the whole show. It was like, gosh, we age these kids down, and then I take over, whatever. Like, they defeat King Goma and use the Dragon Balls to make himself all powerful and find the Demon Eye, whatever. But instead, all our characters decide Majin Buu was the fit because something with the old Namekian, he pretty much they're like, oh, whoever defeats the Demon King becomes the new Demon King. And Majin Buu is that individual who defeated the Demon King, and he makes his own cape and everything, and just like all our characters like enjoy, and Majin Buu's like praises everyone, and it's like, I love Arisu. She's incredible. I love how she shifts in the series, because in the beginning you assume that she's probably gonna be like the second baddie, like she's gonna be like the one who betrays the bad guys, like she's like true villain, but nah. And so she becomes like pals with her characters, and is like, she steps down from her wishes of like becoming the Demon King, like she finds more fulfillment, whatever. Which I think is so interesting. Following that, you have what happens with King Goma and Arinsu's and Supreme Kai's sibling, older brother, and they both end up essentially in hell. The hell here, as it's depicted for them, because they're trapped in a bottle, magic bottle, that they can't get freed from. But it's so funny for Akira Toriyama, because in Dragon Ball Super / The Resurrection of F, the depiction of hell for like our characters, essentially their hell, is essentially what anyone else would essentially call like heaven and pleasure, maybe, for like a neat, like they end up playing video games and are forced like to be together, like be fun, like they're just alone. Well, the issue is that they're isolated, but like for Frieza within the Resurrection F arc, he has to deal with a bunch of like these like toys or whatever that makes it really annoying for him to he gets fed up with all the freaking toys and stuff like that. It's cute stuff. Like Frieza hates cute stuff, and like in hell, it's cute stuff that that's his hell or whatever. And that these people is essentially like this, not playing video games or having to hang out together. And they make like because King Goma didn't kill Dende, the god of Earth, who was turned to a kid and who essentially creates the Dragon Balls, and who holds the power for the Dragon Balls at this point. They, instead of giving him 100 years, whatever, Arinsu, instead they give him like 99 years, whatever. And then you have the ending of the show, which presents the origin point to what leads to the joke with Bulma in Dragon Ball Super Broly, where she uses Shenron as to essentially make herself younger, 10 years younger, things like that, in which that joke is then expanded upon in Dragon Ball Super Super Hero, following Dragon Ball Super, where it's like, oh, it's that she gets like a butt lift or whatever every so often with the dragon through the Dragon Balls or whatever of Earth. Um, and Super, like, she's just she's youthful as ever she could ever be. And just as interesting to me as an audience member. And then here, the show presents the origin point for all this. Like, this idea of her becoming young, it wasn't like something from Z or or whatever. It The point was in here in Daima, where she was turned to a kid. She enjoyed the youthfulness of being a kid and everything, and then, like, it's like, dang, I'm an adult again. I feel old. I'm an old woman. Gosh, what can I do to look young again? Have that youthful skin and everything. And where we get to the scene at the very end, which is the post-credit scene, if you want to call it that, of the shop. Like, our characters return to the shop from like episode 5 or 6 or something like that, where Goku gets the essentially healing beans, self-reviving beans, or what, in where it's beautifully animated. I don't know who animated it. I can recognize the style. The style is very distinct and very fluid. And it's, like, incredible. I want to say it's Kanarto. Like, I don't know. It took me some time before, like, deciding on that. Like, Kanarto, I love his work. I love his work since Dragon Ball Super Broly. And then I think the episode prior, he did some light work or whatever for a scene. I don't know who this is, but there's probably gonna be a video today or tomorrow by Anime AJ, directly talking about the staff who worked on episode 20 of Dragon Ball Daima. But so here, our characters return here, and Bulma finds, like, she gets, icked up because of their bugs. She wasn't here for this part of the story, when Goku and Supreme Kai and Glorio first came to Demon Realm. So she gets grossed out, but then after learning that these bugs essentially make her youthful, she gets, like, a whole bucket of whatever, which I don't know, whatever comes out of this. But all I know is that we don't see whatever, the fruits of her getting this stuff in Dragon Ball Super. Like, what's up with that? Although it's nice and cheeky, and it's like a joke on her wanting to be youthful again when she was younger. On to other things to go back is the conversation that the old Namekian has with Dende and Piccolo, as Majin, as his name is now Demon King Ku. The elder Namekian asked Dende and Piccolo, is like, hey, since everyone's leaving, whatever, do you guys want to stay in the Demon Realm with me or whatever? Like, do you guys choose that? And where Dende is like, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. And he's like, for Piccolo, he's like, are you going to be leaving me? Or something like that. And Piccolo's like looking at the distance here. And immediately that came to mind was like, when he says, like, pretty much, or whatever. It made me think that, like, well, everyone's been talking about Gohan the whole show. Like, hey, what happened to Gohan? What happened to Gohan? Or whatever. Here, I think that Piccolo, in this scene directly, he is thinking about Gohan here. Like, it's just like, yeah, I have another life. I have people to take care of. I have Gohan, his wife, Videl, and, eventually later on, it's going to be, goodness, how dare I forget her name? Pan. Like, that's, I think it's so neat, and it's like, I love this scene, because it's like I think it's very subtle. Like, it's not intentional, it's not directly in this text, but it's the subtext of it all. Like, that is what Piccolo's thinking about. He's thinking about Gohan here. That relationship, that everything's just, he's been in the demon realm for so long where, you know, um, but for the on the note of Super Saiyan 4 is Vegeta, like, I I don't know what they're trying to get at here. What is the point here? Or maybe it's a joke here. But so Vegeta following the fight with King Goma, and before they go to the back to the shot from earlier in the series, um, he asked Goku, "Did you hide Super Saiyan 4 to me?" In a similar manner of how Goku hides Super Saiyan 3 to Vegeta in the Buu Saga, and something I didn't mention about the previous episode is they do a whole homage to the whole thing in the manga slash anime about the different levels of explain the Super Saiyan to King Goma. Although he doesn't directly name drop Super Saiyan 4. But until this point, and whereas like, Vegeta's like, how dare you be hiding this new form to me? And it's like, you mean Super Saiyan 4? I was just like, oh my god, like this is a direct like thing for Super Saiyan 4. This directly confirmed the Super Saiyan 4 in the show, and I got spoiled about because I spent the money on the figure. But so I think it's so funny how like Goku's like nonchalant, like, yeah, Super Saiyan 4. Like I trained after the Buu, after we fought Buu, and I got this form supposedly, and I never thought about using it, which probably tells you a lot of how maybe Toriyama thinks about Super Saiyan 4. But it's a joke here. It's just a small little like, yeah, wink wink nod nod. We know about Super Saiyan 4 and everything. I've already talked about the maximum aura and everything, but like, oh no, my thing brokey. Oh, let me fix what's up. Yeah, no, everything's alright. So, with Super Saiyan 4, for me, oh shoot, like I like it's so cool, the coolest thing ever. I don't know what more to say. Like it's like it's like it's like freaking like, I don't know. It's enough that I bought the freaking figure. Like I think the design overall, if I'm going to talk about the design here, is immaculate. I don't think I would take it for anything else. Like it's just so incredible. I love the action with it. I love how the individuals behind it attempt to homage the Dragon Fist from Wrath of the Dragon slash the defeat of Demon King Piccolo. But then also directly do the Demon King Piccolo where Goku pierces his enemy's like chest hole, and as I mentioned before, he fails and all that. I do think that to end it on this note, like I think it's so funny how like there was just other Demon King eyeballs like the whole time, and our characters missed it in their early episodes, which maybe there was like a thing about it. I don't remember, but likely there was like a whatever in the episode about it. I think it's so funny. It's perfect. It's like because it now it starts making me questions like, oh, where did these eyeballs come from directly? Like, it's like, if you can have so many, like, do they come from like Cyclopses or whatever? I don't know. But that's Dragon Ball Daima. um, I don't know. I don't know how much what more to say. I freaking love it. Like it's great. Like it's everything that happened. It was so good enough that I went out of my way to pre-order Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And I'd be also really be appreciative if y'all probably help me. I'm in that help. but like genuine I don't think currently there's gonna be G-Quirks that is to be released soon, and the day that I'm recording this, that is the day that Daima's finale released. I'm going to go to the theaters to go watch G-Quirks. And it's just like I, it's like for G-Quirks, once the product was like announced in December, like I pre-ordered whatever. Like I knew it was like, yeah, this is gonna be good. Daima here, it grew on me. I think it's so funny with my shift with Majin Ku and Do and Glorio. Because those characters grew on me. Like Glorio just like reminded me of like, oh, bootleg Trunks. Majin Ku and Do, it's just bootleg Majin Buu, but they're their own characters. They have their own arcs. I love especially like the series is just focused on Glorio. Um, I don't know if this is a stretch to call it, but I personally think that I can call Dragon Ball Daima an isekai. Just the fact that they go to another world, they don't travel another world in the sense of they die and get reincarnated or whatever in this new world, but like they have to travel, they have to get out of their own universe and whatever to exist in this demon realm that is outside our regular galaxy. It's just not like Dragon Ball GT where you have to go to planets and have planetary Dragon Balls, and it's just like, yeah, I think it's interesting. Like I wonder what this is set up for Dragon Ball Super, because that's really what all this is. This is all just plain setup for Dragon Ball Super. So it makes me wonder, what is to come with the upcoming arc for Dragon Ball Super manga, and potentially the anime adaptation that for the past, I don't know, 5-6 years have been rumored to be in production and stop production, and then the film. Uh, uh, well, so the demon realm is outside of our regular reality, and outside of Universe 7. Um, and the universe was created by a demon. For the Dragon Ball. I don't know what's the implications with Zeno-sama and the alternate timelines. I don't think it matters, but yeah, all I can do is speculate here. What is to come in the future? Will Super Saiyan 4 factor into the battle against Black Frieza in the manga? Will we get the opportunity to see Super Saiyan 4 return from Daima in Dragon Ball, like a Dragon Ball Super movie? Like, I don't know. It sort of sucks because like they create these forms and whatever, and like, does this, not that it factors into Ultra Instinct, but what will happen with Ultra Instinct as a result of all this? Is that aura around Goku like Ultra Instinct aura? Well, likely not, because he failed on getting hit and stuff like that. But just like the power, it's just Daima's good. I can't help but to keep thinking about it. I don't know how long I'm gonna be thinking about it, but it's I'm not gonna say it's my favorite Dragon Ball. It's the best. What is here right now. Like for the anime and everything, like the manga's on top, and Daima's like second to that. Super Broly is like my favorite film. Um, which like the energy and the spirit and the artistic talent and whatever. I feel that with Daima. I think it's very interesting how they sneaked in like little subtle pieces of like 3D, which the average audience member likely wouldn't have noticed, but you know I noticed it because I was looking for it. With the characters waving their hands away, you know, that makes me wonder, hey, what does this mean for like future projects, things like that. Um, I've talked about it with before about 3D animation with in regards to Code Geass, Rose of the Recapture. But like, you know, what is gonna come as a result of that pipeline that Toei is testing out? Are we going to be seeing more of the attempts with this? Because literally throughout the shows, the 3D is used for the vehicles on the show. But what does this mean for future projects? And like that's all this makes me wonder. What's gonna come next? There's nothing more than that. um, I've spoken long enough about Daima. I love it so much. Again, if you want to support me and help me out, if you've watched this far at this point, please go support me on Patreon or support me directly through the links in the description down below in the link tree. Make a purchase of anime, or I don't know, use my link to buy the Dragon Ball manga or anime, or like I don't know, buy Daima figurines. I don't know. You've gone long enough watching this video. Go me out. I don't know. Censor myself there. Anyways, this has been Sweeb. Reminder: keep studying, keep reading, keep watching anime. Sweeb signing out.